Hello, this is Ray, and I'll be showing off pretty much this will be very different. Besides, I always record my gameplay and doing Let's Plays and stuff, but this is gonna be totally different video. I'd like to show off my video game genre tier list. So basically, I'll just do a chat and talk with you guys about what games I'm good at and what games I'm bad at. Um, it'll be like a grade list, like a typical basic school grade, but it'll be in different color, just like the Resident Evil healing. You'll see what I mean when I show it off on the screen. And you notice you'll be seeing just a black screen. Yeah, I'm using SHAREfactory, so it's the best I can. So yeah, bear with me. Anyways, moving on. So let's start with the bottom, the worst, which is the F grade. I'm gonna skip E, of course. So let's begin with the worst, which is the F grade, which is the poorest, the worst, the games that I suck really bad. So the first genre I'd like to put there is, yeah, sports. Not really good at sports games. I don't really play a lot of sports. Um, like Madden, for example. A lot of sports game that involve kind of like in real life a little bit, from football and stuff. I'd rather play football outside if I want to exercise or watch NFL from TV. But the only sports games I like is pretty much like, for example, on the Nintendo 64. When I was a kid, I really did enjoy Mario Tennis. Yeah, I played with my friends and it was fun. It's a sports game, but it's Mario. I would definitely put it like a B for that game, Mario Tennis or any other games. But I don't really play like the realistic stuff, the sports. So moving on, what's next on the F rank or grade? Visual novels. Yeah. Unfortunately, visual novel games, I get really bored on those kind of games. I mean, it's really nice if you want to read a lot, but the first time I did a visual novel, but it was a long time when I visit a friend's house, and I really like Fate Stay Night stuff. This game called Fate Ataraxia. That's the first time I've done a visual novel, and that's it. you know, but I don't really play a lot of visual novel games. I mean, I'd rather play a like these JRPG games has like story, has some visual novel a little bit, and then back to the game or action or boss whatsoever. So yeah, I would rather do that. So what's next? Next genre, simulation. Yeah. Unfortunately, simulation games, like for example, like SimCity, The Sims, those farm simulation, like you have to grow things, a city, or there's even a lot of different simulation games like driving, flying, and yeah, I'm not really good at that stuff. I'm not really interested, sorry. I've even never played sim games. I get so bored. We'll just keep moving on because there's a lot of genres I like to talk about on the list. There's a lot. In the Wikipedia, there's like more than 40. So yeah, I had to put like some of them, like a lot, as many as I can on the list, but I didn't want to put like the ones I've never ever played because there's some genres that's like happened a long time ago. Like for example, the texting game and I don't know if they make those games today, but probably. So anyways, moving on, educational games. Yeah, that is the last one on the F tier list. Not really a big thing of educational games. Like for example, when the first time when I play an educational game, it was like when I was in middle school, and when the PlayStation 1. There's this thing called Lifespan. I forgot what it called, Lifespan or Lightspan. I don't remember, but it's like basically like they add these cartoon characters and you do like math and reading and stuff like that. And I mean, it's fun and all to see. It looks weird when I first time saw it, but you do like a lot of educational games. There's even like Bible games. I'm not joking. Long time ago to teach you about the Bible. And as a kid, of course, you'll be so bored. That's it. I mean, come on. You want to play a game like I'd rather play like Mario or something you've never seen before. But that's what happens. I mean, there is such thing as games like that that teaches a lot of gamers like stuff if they're not good at, I don't know. So yeah, educational games. Whatever. Alright, moving up a rank. So we're getting to the D rank. So the poor as F would be red. Red health, just like Resident Evil, like what I'm doing. Now we're moving up to a D, which is the bad, the games that I'm bad at. Yeah, should be orange health so far. So first up on my list is yeah, racing games. I'm not joking. Racing games like Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, those kind of realistic car things. But yeah, I really suck at those. I try to turn and I keep bumping into walls and crashing. But probably I might do a future blind let's play on probably a crappy $5 racing game, or I don't know. It depends on the PlayStation Store. The only racing game I would love to play, I mean, I bump it up all the way up to an A. Is, of course, it makes sense. Mario Kart. I enjoyed that game a lot as a kid on the Super Nintendo when I first time play Mario Kart. And then there's like Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Double Dash. I keep going. Unfortunately, I stopped right there. I didn't like the other racing games. Sorry. There is some other racing games that I like for example, Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, there's some better racing games, but I'm not the type of the realistic car racing games. I mean, heck, I'd rather just watch the movie Too Fast, Too Furious and stuff. That's it. So, anyways, moving on. Ah, yes, fighting games. Fighting games such as I'm not really good at those PvP fighting games. Like for example, well, when I was a kid, I played like Mortal Kombat, the old school ones like Killer Instincts, and then like later on it was like Soul Calibur. I did enjoy that a little bit, but most of the time I just mostly play the story single player just to see each fighter's story. That's it. That's the only thing I enjoy. Fighting games. I'm not really good at that because I get my butt kicked online. That's it. And get trash talk messages that I always got before. I always get that sometimes when I suck. The only fighting game I am so good, I would definitely bump up. Maybe it's like between an A to an S, but I love this one fighting game so much as a kid or a teenager, which is of course the Smash Bros game. Personally, my favorite is Smash Bros Melee. I love that one. It's like the best fighting game I've ever played on the GameCube. I did play the Smash Bros on the 64. It was a good old classic. And then there's Smash Bros Brawl, which okay, it's fine, but then I never played the other games because motion controls suck. I forgot what was that. Smash Bros. I forgot, but I really need to save my money to get a Nintendo Switch. But I will explain why I didn't have a Switch yet, and I don't have money. I really need to save for a Switch. But there's this one game, if they would add this game on the Switch. And I'd really love to play the Smash Bros Ultimate. So yeah, definitely like maybe an A for the Smash Bros. So anyways, moving on. What's next? Yeah, stealth games. I'm pretty bad at it. Like for example, like Hitman. I do play. It was a long time ago, Metal Gear Solid, but I still get caught. It's like you have to pretty much have to memorize where you have to go and exactly you have to think of a strategy what to do. And yeah, I just suck at those kind of stealth games. really bad. But I'm fine with some little bit stealth in like some certain games. Like if I was playing, you know, like a Resident Evil game, at least that segment, like when I was playing as Sherry Birkin, they gotta do some stealth. You have to watch out from that police chief guy, this maniac. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Those kind of stealth, a little segment of stealth. Yeah, I just suck at it stealth sometimes. Next up is RTS. RTS stands for real time strategy. Yeah, like for example, let's see. I don't really play those games a lot. I mean, the first time when I played that, it was a while when I was a teenager or high school in the computer room with my friends. I played what do you call that? It was like when you had to build your empire and you had to like Age of Empires. Yeah, that's the first time when I play a real-time strategy, I think, and I really suck at it because I wasn't fast enough to build my troops and build some buildings, get resources, and you gotta multitask on a keyboard and mouse, of course. And now there's like games like that on consoles, and again, it's like pretty much a PvP, but I mostly like to play against computer players. It was pretty fun, but I don't play a lot of RTS. The only the only game I liked before was there was this Army Men game, and I enjoyed that actually, the Army Men RTS. I had more fun on that game actually. So yeah, I put RTS games on D rank. Yeah, real time strategy. Okay, and the last one is of course MOBA games. Again, just like it's a PvP, but this time MOBA, MOBA. It stands for multiplayer battle or multiplayer online battle arena. My bad. So, like for example, like well, you'll be seeing that a lot on mobile games, on your phone or even on PC, like Dota, those kind of games. And I just really suck at supporting my team multitask stuff. Yeah. All right, what's next? Well, moving up to the tier list to C, which would be Yellow Health, of course. So these are the games that I'm okay with. It could be good or it could be bad, but whatever. It's in the middle, kind of. So yeah, okay games. First up, of course, platformer games. Yeah, of course. Notice that when you watch my blind Let's Play or my YouTube playlist, there's a lot of platformer games. There's a lot. They're just so cheap. On the PlayStation Store, there's like a lot of bad ones. There's some weird ones like like Epic Dumpster Bear or Spartan. I mean, when you make a game, you gotta put like a random whatever character and you just start jumping around like Mario. Yeah. So platformer games, the reason why I put C is pretty much everything else, but the Mario games, of course, I love Mario platformer as a kid. I used to be so good, I would put it up to an A for platformer games for only just Mario. But the other platformer games, I just suck. Well, a little bit, so I'm okay actually. So moving on, shooter games. There's a lot of things I need to explain about shooter games, so I just put okay. It could be like first person. I don't really play like the PvP kind of Call of Duty, killing each other. I'm okay with Battlefield. I'm fine. I used to play that a lot, but I stopped. I mostly enjoy like the story modes. That's it. Just the first person or third person or whatever. There's a lot of shooter games. Personally, I love third person shooter games. I did enjoy a lot on, like, for example, the Gears of War games, especially Gears of War 3 or 2, the Horde mode, where I like when you help each other out, like you have to do teamwork a little bit and shoot waves of monsters until you get to the boss every 10 waves. I like that idea. I enjoy that a lot for shooter games. So yeah, shooter games I put it on C for okay. But for the other games like Gears of War, I would put like a B, and some other games like Doom, heck yeah, Doom would be on B or A. The Duke Nukem, I love Duke Nukem. The shooter games, like, story mode, I put on A. Not that bad Duke Nukem. Oh my gosh, the that game. It was the worst Duke Nukem game I've ever played on the Xbox 360, long time. But anyways, moving on. Let's see, rhythm music games. Ah, yes, like for example, DDR, Guitar Hero. I haven't played a lot of Guitar Hero. I only played it a little bit in a friend's house, and I suck at playing guitar. But I do enjoy DDR. I love the music. It's simple. It's another good exercise, but unfortunately, it's just noisy. I haven't played it a lot now. They stopped playing DDR, making DDR games, which is kind of disappointing. I guess that's why they don't. I don't know. It's like they ran out of music or something, or ideas. But now they still, there's like DDR on the PC, and you can just put on the keyboard and yeah, on the keys. There's also some games I like that has rhythm music, like for example yeah, definitely the Runner. I love those kind of games with music on it, like the Runner 1, 2, and 3, and you have to hear the music. But it's half music and platformer. I would put that one on a B or an A. I like that. Rhythm music Alien. So moving on. Oh yeah, puzzle games. Well, puzzle games, like Tetris or those puzzle games that you have to solve your way, or like, there's a lot of games like that I've seen on the PlayStation Store and other games. I'm fine with. I'd rather do puzzle games, like for example, like in those JRPGs, or I do love puzzle games you have to solve sometimes on Resident Evil, like survival horror games, or Silent Hill. Yeah, I like those puzzles. Definitely bump it up to a B, but for the other mostly puzzle games, I'd put it on a C, which is okay, because sometimes just to let you guys know, like if I had to look it up, if I did cheat, if I'm stuck on a certain puzzle. So yeah, it depends on what puzzles I'm good at or the ones I suck. Like for example, that Resident Evil 2 remake, that thing that I suck on that puzzle, the one that you have to mix the herbicide. Yeah. So next, moving on. Oh yeah, roguelike games. I'm okay with that. The reason why I put roguelike games on C, I didn't like the games that, well, Slay the Spire, I'm still doing that, and I'm doing a pretty good job on it, kind of. I bump it up to a B. But the roguelike kind of games, I like the roguelike games that, like you start all over, right? But then the more you play and the more you lose, and you have to start all over, you get better and better, and then you'll get higher and higher, whatever, farther you go. I like those kind of games. I don't like the roguelike games like you just got one life, and it's like, for example, you're playing like Diablo on hardcore. If you die, that's it. You start back, start all over. That's it. Everything's erased. You're dead. You have to start all over, create a new character. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Not really a big thing on roguelikes, so yeah, I put it on C, but I'm okay with it. It depends though. So what's next? Tower defense games. Well, I haven't. There is a lot of tower defense games. There's so many different kinds I've saw on the PlayStation Store. There's like like towers or ships and like armies and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot. No joke. I might do one tower game maybe very soon on my future blind let's plays or something like that. But I haven't played a lot of though, because it's like you have to think really good and spend your money carefully on what to upgrade, and I'm okay with those kind of games, but I haven't played a lot of tower defense games, but they're okay for me. Let's see what's next. Oh yes, board games and card games. Well, board games and card games, like for example, like they put these games like for example, like card games like Uno, uh, Solitaire. Yeah, I don't really play those things for my blind like let's plays for YouTube and all. And for example, like board games like the usual board games like they put on the video game console or whatever, like Scramble or uh, Snakes and Ladders, those cheap things. That's the first time I played a board game, which was Snakes and Ladders. And then I got so interested, and then all of a sudden I play Monopoly. Yeah, I'd rather play Monopoly than a board game, but it's a really long game though. Um, so yeah, I put it on the okay. I'd rather like play with my friends instead of with other random people online because I just lose. So next up on the C rank is, yeah, Bullet Hell Games. Now Bullet Hell Games are pretty much like the like those on the screen, and then there's bullets everywhere. You're like a jet plane or helicopter dodging bullets while shooting at the boss or enemy airplanes and stuff like that. You'll see that a lot in the arcade games, like when you spend quarters. Yeah, I enjoy those games. They're okay for me, but I just really suck at the really ridiculous hardcore like bullet hell games. Like you'll see bullets everywhere and you have to dodge them. I don't know about those weird games like for example, like you're this these Japanese bullet hell games, like you're like this girl and you're like riding on a broom and you're just shooting whatever spells. But I guess it's okay, but it looks weird. Most of the time when I was a kid, I would just play like those helicopter or jet plane ones, like for example Raiden and stuff. And yeah, bullet hell games. Or there's even games like, for example, like you're in a dungeon and then you try to dodge bullets, like the Gungeon or something. Yeah, Gungeon. Yeah, that's another example of a bullet hell game. And the last one for the okay for C is of course arcade games. Like for example, like pinball, the games like that you spend quarters. They start putting those arcade games now in the PlayStation Store. That's why you see the Neo Geo ones. Yeah, I'm not joking. Um, uh, I did play a lot when I was a kid. The very first arcade game I've ever played and I enjoyed was Metal Slug. Heck yeah, I love Metal Slug. I played it with my brother. Um, just 2 players. We spent so much quarters until we beat the boss, and we had to spend more quarters, because we suck at it the first time and try to beat it and learn the pattern. But now they finally put on consoles, which is really good. I love it. And don't worry, I might do maybe a future Let's Play on Metal Slugs, all those games. So if maybe. So yeah, those are the arcade games. I would definitely put Metal Slug bump up to a B. It is a pretty tough game, Metal Slug, because I do like games like that. Even Contra, heck yeah, Contra. So that's it for C rank for the OK. Now moving on up to a B, which should be like what, Green Health, which the games that I'm good at. Yeah. There is a couple, so yeah, why not? First up is action adventure. Oh yes, I am pretty good at action adventure games. Like for example, I enjoyed Zelda games. Yes, like Zelda, well, except that one Nintendo 64, the Majora's Mask. That game is tough. I'd rather play just the time, the other one. That is way better. I'd rather play the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and the games before. There's like a lot of good Zelda games and action adventure games. So yeah, I'm pretty good with action adventures. Now next up is the MMORPGs. It stands for massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Yeah, I'm pretty good at those kind of games. There's a lot I've been playing on the PlayStation 4 on consoles. Like for example, there's like Neverwinter. I did play that a lot, but I stopped. I got bored eventually. That's a downside about MMO games. As long as they keep updating the game for free and stuff, I don't know. It doesn't really last forever. There's a lot of MMORPGs, but I did enjoy it at the start. And heck, there's even like Final Fantasy Realm Reborn. I did play that with my friends a long time. And yeah, there's other MMORPGs that are coming soon for free on the PlayStation 4 and PC, but again, I don't really have a PC. Sorry. So that's why I'm using a SHAREfactory, and probably might hear some noise in the background, but I apologize. But anyways, what's next is, yeah, the party games. Yeah, the reason why I put it on a B. Party games, for example, like Mario Party, games like that involves mini games. You know, a game like for example the Jack Party Box or something like that. But I prefer mostly playing Mario Party. I love Mario Party. Like one, two, well, one was like, damn, my palm, my the controls is bad, but I do love the music in Mario Party 1. Mario Party 2 is one of my favorites. Mario Party 3 is okay. And then like moving on to the other Mario parties, like geez, 4, 5, 6, which was GameCube, and 7, I think. I don't remember. I lost. Graphics gets better, but then like this is where it starts to get really hard to make mini games now. But and I hate the fact that they changed the you know, like for example Mario Party, I think 10 was it, or 11. It's like, what the heck? They changed the rules. It's so different, but whatever. That's what happens. You know, the usual spreading out and getting coins and buy star. But no, you got this vehicle thing that you have to stay together. It's like they changed the strategy. You gotta play smart. Like, what the heck? But oh well. I'm pretty good at Mario Party games, so that's why I put on B. But for the other games, I will put on a C. Like, okay. But you know, it's fun playing with your friends, you know, party games. Alright, next up for this should be the last one for B for good games, is the idle games. Yeah, idle games, pretty much what it means, idle, it's like games, you'll see that a lot on mobile games, that you don't have to do anything. I'm not joking. You just sit there and, well, you do have to check daily sometimes, like every 1 or 2 hours. It depends how you play. You do nothing and your character levels up or whatever. Your party gain gold and experience off screen. That's it. There's even like clicker games. Like the first time I played an idle game was Clicker Heroes. Yes, I did love it, enjoyed it. I'm pretty good at it. It takes a lot of grinding and time, but you know, again, you don't have to really play so many hours, but it helps, you know, speed up if you're playing it. But yeah, Clicker Heroes, like those clicking games where you click on the monsters and kill them. That's a example of an idle game. So yeah, and that's for B rank for good. Now bumping up to the rank A should be, well, I've just put in blue health, I guess. So perfectly healthy, well, kind of, which is the games that I'm great at. Great, better than good, right? I could have think of something better than great, but oh well. The games that are A for awesome. Yeah, A for awesome. So this next genre on the first one is beat 'em up games, or hack and slash. Yeah, beat 'em up games. I love it. I did enjoy a lot of beat 'em up games when I was a kid. The reason why, like, you know, Double Dragon, heck yeah, those side-scrolling beat 'em up game where you beat up a bunch of, you know, enemies if you fight. I'd rather play that. It's a good fighting game, but instead it's called beat 'em ups. Double Dragon, well, hack and slash, like pretty much beat 'em up games. Like, I do love what do you call that, like Warriors Orochi, Dynasty Warriors game, Samurai Warriors. I probably might do that, maybe play Dynasty Warrior games in the future, maybe, but very soon. So yeah, I do enjoy beat 'em up games or hack and slash. That's why I put it on the A rank. And of course, next up, yes, this is it makes sense. You guys see watching me play the Resident Evil 2 remake, or I'll be playing other games like that. Survival horror games, yes, definitely. Resident Evil, Silent Hill, heck yeah. I mean, heck, even Parasite Eve. I really like those games. I do enjoy survival horror games. You know, puzzle solving and stuff a little bit, and fighting monsters, and you know, they're really good games. I do enjoy it. Well, for Parasite Eve, I only like the first one. That's it. But the second one and the third birthday one was okay, kind of. But First one is the best, and I wish they do a remake, just like Resident Evil 2 remake. I wish they do a remake on the Parasite Eve, the first one. That's it, which would be so freaking awesome. Just take my money, and we might do it on a future blind let's play whatsoever. So yeah, survival horror games on A rank. All right. Let's see. Next up, of course, RPG games, which stands for role-playing games, or JRPG, whatever. Yeah, like Final Fantasy, Tales, JRPG or Hyper Dimension. Yeah, I do really like that. It's like on the A rank. You're gonna see me doing that, of course, on the blind let's play, of course. So yeah, RPG games. So the last one for A rank is strategy games that, well, only the mostly the turn-based strategy games. Oh heck yeah, I love strategy games like the tactic ones. Like for example, Advance Wars. Hell yeah, I played so many hours, 1,000 hours on Advance Wars. I'm not joking. Um, it's my very first time I played a strategy game, and I really did enjoy it. Turn-based strategy. Advance Wars 1, there's Advance Wars 2, Black Hole Rising, and then my most favorite of all was the Nintendo DS. Yeah, Advance Wars Dual Strike. That's the game I played like 1,000 hours. I love it so much. There's another game after that, which is Advance Wars Days of Ruin. It's an okay game, but the only thing I like about it is the graphics and the music. I did love the music. Story is damn. It's like okay, but all the other CEOs are dead because it's the future. And I wish they do some improvement, something like add more COs, add more things into it in the game. But you see how compared to Advance Wars Dual Strike, they have a lot of stuff into it. That's why I like Advance Wars Dual Strike better. It has a lot of characters that you can play as than the Days of Ruin. And that's the thing. If they make another Advance Wars game like that on the Nintendo Switch, I mean, oh my gosh, I would definitely save my money, and I gotta buy a Switch. Yeah, and I could do probably some Let's Plays maybe on Switch, but I got to get a recording thing, like a capture whatever. But that's why I'm on the PS4 using just a basic SHAREfactory. That's it. So yeah, Advance Wars, I love it. I'm like so great on it. I did really enjoy the story. I did suck at that, and I did play Days of Ruin on the PvP thing online, but I lost some battles because there's some really good players better than me. But yeah, I love it. Strategy, turn-based strategy, Advance Wars, and that's the last one. Now, of course, the last one, of course, the S rank, which is the best. Well, I just put it color white. I was supposed to put it gold, but never mind. I'll just put it white. Yeah, if you notice when you scroll down the video, and that's why it's on a black screen, because I'm recording this on SHAREfactory, on the PlayStation 4, and the loading screen. Yeah, if you scroll down, yeah, Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk. Now you notice that why? Well, the only S rank game genre that is the best I'm good at and I mostly enjoy. It makes sense. Yeah, if you notice, dungeon crawler games. Yes, I just like the first person one. That's it. Like for example, Wizardry, Demon Gaze, Mind Zero, Lost Child. There's a lot of dungeon crawlers like that, first person view, and I enjoyed it a lot. I love playing those kind of games. The very first dungeon crawler game I've ever played was the Super Nintendo. It was a long time ago, but I could never beat it. It was so hard. Which is Wizardry, I think Wizardry 5, Heart of the Maelstrom, and it was a really tough game. And then I'm like, screw it, I just gotta move on to a different dungeon crawler games. I don't know why, but I really love dungeon crawler games because it's like it's simple. Like I know it gets complex. It depends on the game that you're playing. Like for example, geez, like I don't know. There's some games like it's so complex. It gets complex, like so much features. Um, I don't know, but I do love dungeon crawler games, like the one that you can create your party creation. Yeah. There's other dungeon crawler games that it's a set of characters, like for example, Mine Zero and The Lost Child. But hey, at least The Lost Child, you can like capture monsters and you can make them join in your party. I mean, heck yeah, I like that idea also. I'm fine with that set of monsters. So yeah, dungeon crawler games. I don't know why also. I just like the fact that you just explore around, look for treasure, you grind a bit, or it depends like if you lose against a boss, you climb or descend floors, explore, and with your party, whatever party you want. And that's the thing. Another thing, I like to look at the artwork, the monsters. That's the thing I want to see, like the developers, the creativity of monsters. Like I mean, sometimes you could see a monster or a thing like a reference of something from a different game. So yeah, that's why I love dungeon crawlers. There's like so much to talk about it, you know. So yeah, that's it. That is the only game that I'm best at, is dungeon crawlers. What do you expect? I mean, my so far I did play uh Infinite Adventures and then Labyrinth of Refrain. Oh yes, I will play more dungeon crawlers. There's a lot on the PlayStation 4, and I wish I could play the PS3 ones, but I can't, unfortunately. And there's a lot of dungeon crawlers I did play on the PS Vita. Yeah. So I guess that's it. Yeah, that's my video game genre tier list. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Well, I did talk a lot about it, but this is the best I can to show you my list, and hopefully probably your guys' list is better than mine, but at least this is my own list, genre video game thing that I'm good at and the ones I'm worst. So you guys can understand like what games I'm going to be playing a lot and for my future let's play. So that's why I'm doing this. So yeah, this is Ray. I'll be seeing you guys on whatever game I'm going to be playing on YouTube. So yeah, I'm still on the PS4 at the moment. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I'll see you guys whatever, and goodbye.